I do not encourage nor condone any of the actions performed or products shown in this video. All of the videos are produced in a safe and controlled environment. Do not attempt to replicate any of the actions performed during this video.
Good morning, my friends. How are you doing? It is 9 a.m. I slept in a little bit more than I wanted to because last night I was playing League of Legends and watching anime. What can I do? I'm currently watching One Piece and Parasite, and I've been loving both of them very, very much. But today we have a lot of things to work on. I have things to do for this channel, videos that I have to make for my social media management job for the local cafe that I'm helping out, and I also have to practice the piano. But then in the afternoon I'd really like to go out, sit in the shade, because it's been getting really hot here in Portugal, and this week is going to be especially hot from what I know. So I'm starting with some water and also starting with a little plant check. My Thai constellation is growing really well. This was the leaf that was growing when I first got it, and it's really big already, as you can see from the proportion, and it also has some new growths at the bottom. Then I have my propagations, which have also been doing quite a lot with rooting. I switched this one ivy to a Schweppes bottle just because I thought it looked cool to see, you know, the shape of the bottle with the new leaves, because all of these are new growths that have been growing exclusively in water, and so I think it looks quite nice. And I also decided to move my succulent from my desk back to the sun, because as you can see it is splitting open, and I think that what it is doing is that it's stretching to try and find the light. And so I'm just going to leave it on my windowsill and see if it closes back up, and if it does, then I will have solved the problem. But apart from that, my plants have been doing very well, and I'm going to make some iced latte for myself now and start working. Let's get started. I'm emotional looking at this. It's going to be a great day. Oh my god, I moved my philodendron Brazil, which is usually at the top of my piano, to the window just so it would get some light. And now this looks like a small jungle. I need to show you. We have succulents and propagations. Ivy. Okay. And then, oh man, it looks so cute. I love all of these little guys so much. Alright, iced latte is in hand. You know, I was never a fan of iced lattes, but this summer I'm just not being a fan of sweating as I'm trying to drink my coffee, and so me and a friend of mine also scheduled to go do some watercolor painting today at a park, which I have never done before. But I got myself some supplies, watercolors, and a notebook, so I'm very excited for that and to also take you along. And for now I think I'm going to do my morning solve just to make sure my brain is sharp, well, as sharp as it can be after waking up, let's be honest. And then I'll start working, because it is going to be some hours of editing, so let's do it. Yes! Alright, that took a really long time. I think that was like 3 minutes. I'm out of practice. I don't know. I stopped doing the cube for a little bit because I forgot about it. Because one sunny day, instead of having it on my desk, I decided to, no, you know, let's tidy up my desk. Let's put my cube inside the drawer. And then I never saw it again, and so I never solved it again. Anyway, let's start working. Alrighty my friends, it's been 2 hours and I finally finished the video and I think it's looking quite nice. I don't want to spoil too much, also because I don't know if I can, but these are some of the footages. And now I am going to do something which I really do not want to do, which is there is a certain passage in one of the pieces that I'm practicing for my exams that is really messing with me because I just cannot get it right. So I'm going to spend like an hour just repeating the same passage over and over again until I get it right, because it has to be right, you know, soon. So wish me luck. Alrighty my friends, I can barely hear myself play from the leaf blowing action and the construction work that is going on around the house. So I'm actually going to take this timing to go outside and have a smoke. Alrighty my friends, time to go hunt for a smoke spot. I'm fully equipped with my blanket and this hat that my dad gave me. I have nothing to do with Summersby, it's just that my dad works at a beach bar and sometimes when they deliver drinks they also deliver some gifts such as this hat. Alright, this is my current view, which I don't mind, but I was hoping to find a little bit of a cozier place, more secluded, so let's keep walking. Oh my god, I found so many flowers, you have to look at it. Alrighty, I found a little spot here. I think I can take this off because we're in the shade. I brought some things which I will show you. Got my yogurt because I wanted to eat it in peace, but even here I can hear the leaf blowers. I brought my journal and journal materials because I'm thinking of writing a little bit here. And also I brought the plague. Hopefully I can finish it. There's not too much left. It's been really, really warm. Even in the shade, I feel myself sweating a little bit. But it also smells a lot like flowers outside, which is really nice. And I feel like this year I'm really trying to enjoy summer because I usually have a hard time with it because it triggers my anxiety, because I think that my body made an association where if it is hot then it must mean we're having anxiety, because when I have anxiety I become very warm. So I'm trying to unlearn that association and tell myself that there's so much to enjoy about warm weather. People are generally happy to be outside and going to parks, going to the beach, visiting different places, and everybody just has more of a smile on their face. So I shall as well, you know. This was actually my first smoke spot, so it brings a lot of memories. It was a place where I recorded a lot of my initial videos too. I've also been making an active effort to leave the house if I'm going to smoke, so not to smoke inside, because I feel like a lot of the times I get caught up in the work that I'm doing and I end up spending many hours in front of my computer, and then I get the urge to have my first smoke of the day at around midday, I would say. Sometimes I just have it at home, but if I force myself to go outside even for just 15 minutes to have this smoke, that is probably a little bit better, even though I'm going outside to have a smoke, so I don't know how much better that could be. Anyway, just being able to sit here and listen to the birds fills me up with energy. I feel like being at home with all of the construction noise, and it's just never ending, you know. I mean, everybody seems to be doing renovations in their own apartments for years in a row now, because I don't really remember having a peaceful morning. I usually have to pick and choose very well the clips that I show for you guys so you don't hear the sound of construction. And it's actually a running joke in my live streams that there is always construction around me, and that's the background noise of my life, you know? I'm happy that the city is in development, but it is a lot of noise, and sometimes I really need things to be a little bit quieter so I can focus back. So that's why coming outside is also a great idea to help with that. I've been having a lot of frustration lately with my pieces, my piano practice, because I feel like at this point things should be sounding a little bit better, and I'm still struggling with a lot of passages. But I still have some months left, and I know that the last stretch is the most difficult because it's when you are focusing on the little things that really need attention. So that's what I've been doing, but it's quite frustrating to go over a passage over and over and over and over again, and it not sounding good, and then you need to slow it down a lot, and then it sounds bad when you slow it down, but you have to so that the technique stays in your muscle memory. I feel like feeling these emotions is great to an extent, because it means that I really care about the way that I'm playing and that I really care about my music. And so I try to embrace it and tell myself I only feel this because I care, because if I didn't care I wouldn't feel anything towards it. And I really put a lot of effort into my music and into my playing, and I hope that shows when I take my exam. But these days have just been very up and going. I am working for the cafe, I am working for my channel, I am in a band now, I'm practicing for my exams, and so I've been doing a lot of things, which is great. I've been immersing myself in a lot of different worlds, which has been opening my eyes to new things that I hadn't tried before. I'm meeting a lot of new people. I'm feeling a lot more confident in general in my ability to communicate, and I don't know. I'm feeling good these days, you know? And I've really been trying to embrace this good feeling and appreciate it while it's here, because, you know, emotions are fleeting. It is going to go away maybe sometime, but as long as I can keep finding contentment in small things, in ordinary everyday life, I feel like I will be okay. Because even when I've gone through rough patches, I was still able to have moments throughout my day in which I would sit down for 2 minutes and say a couple of things that I'm grateful for. And I've been doing this for many years, and it has been helping a lot. I know that when you start doing this, it may feel a little bit fake because you are not trained. So your brain is not accustomed to look at all of these little things. At least mine wasn't for a lot of years. I only looked at the big things that were supposedly great, and I never saw the small things that go on in our lives. And I've been doing that for years, and I feel like it's becoming more embedded in my brain to do that now, so it's become a lot easier. So I'm going to sit down here a little bit, read a little bit of my book, and finish my yogurt before I go back home to keep working. Alrighty, I am back home. I just vacuumed my room and the rest of the house because I want to clean everything with a mop later on today. And for now, I'm going to be working on the footage for this video. I can tell that I already have 46 minutes. I'll see you when something interesting is happening. Now, on to editing. Alrighty, it's been about 2 hours. I've been editing footage and it is now lunchtime. And for lunch in the summer, I never like doing anything very complex. So I just have a plate with 2 pieces of bread with butter, apple, tomato, some nuts, which I don't know what they are called in English. I also have some chickpeas. Alrighty, it is almost 4 p.m. and so I'm going to go to the park to meet my friend now, chat for a little bit and do some watercolor painting, which I'm really excited for. Haven't done it in years since I was like in middle school, and so time to get my creativeness in that aspect out there again. Possibly get a coffee at the park too. We'll see how full it is with people at the little kiosk cafe kind of thing that it has, and yeah, let's go. Goodbye my children, do not fear. I will be back soon. And what are you, bonsai? I'm looking at you. I don't know if you can see it, but it needs to be watered every day. It's a lot of work. It's not, it's really okay. Anyway, I will see you. Alright, I just arrived at the park. I have everything set up on the table already. I have my book, watercolors, I have journal, and now I'm just waiting for my friend to arrive. It is a great day, still very warm, but it's beautiful out here, so I'm going to read for a little bit while I wait for her, and then we'll start our endeavors. I moved over to the grass. It's been about 1 hour and my friend is having a really hard time parking because it is rush hour and these streets just aren't equipped to deal with the amount of cars that are arriving these days, because there are a lot of new people arriving to this area and that. And so, oh my god, she's arrived. Bom dia, olá, desculpa.
Ok.
Olá, vlog!
Eu ainda trouxe o meu journal, mas ficou no carro. Eu gostaria com mais cores, e assim mais...
A da Giotto na mesma? Oh, também podes tipo adicionar mais água e parece que fica melhor. Oh, isso era bem fofo. Bem, é bem bonito aqui. Este pincel é bem bom. Mas é só eu adoro nuvens mesmo. Tipo das cenas que eu gosto mais de olhar.
E imaginas, eu estou sempre a ver tipo a imagem que eles estão a fazer.
Ok, amigos, acabamos as nossas pinturas. Espera.
Veja. Uau, aqui!
E agora estamos deitadas porque olhámos para cima e a vista era extremamente bonita.
Yeah.
Da qual? Gostámos muito desta experiência, vamos repetir com certeza.
Sem dúvida.
E agora vamos embora. Tchau! Hello, how are you doing, my friends? Traffic is absolutely crazy today. I arrived at the park at 4 because we were supposed to meet up at 4, but my friend could only arrive by 5 because of how insane the traffic was. And now, coming back home, I went home to go and get some Coca-Cola, which I knew was in the fridge. What was supposed to be a 10-minute drive took 1 hour, and so I left the park at 6:30 and it is now 7:40 something, and so I'm going to be having my second and last smoke of the day. I'm just winding down because it is very quiet, as you can tell. There's a couple of birds, but that's basically it. You know, it's really strange because the park that we went to today is a park that I used to go to a lot when I was growing up. When I was a baby, when I was in preschool, normal school, grade school, middle school, high school, I went there a lot because I used to live nearby. And it used to be very different. I remember the little kiosk that we were sitting at. It would be filled mainly with old people who were like grandparents and their grandchildren. And now it's like I don't even hear people speak Portuguese anymore. I saw one person speaking in Portuguese in the whole park, and it was a guy that was sitting in a table in front of me, and he was writing in a journal or a notebook as well. And I know he was Portuguese because I heard him order an espresso, but I would only hear all of these other languages. And I remember at first when this started being common here in Portugal, I found it very exciting because I had never heard or seen many people from other countries because I never really traveled. But now it almost feels like we're being forgotten a little bit. And I'm not one of those people that's going to always be complaining about the crazy amount of foreigners and all of that, but I think it's just strange to go back to the place where you grew up and not see the same kind of people that you've always seen, you know, and not even hear your language being spoken. There are a lot of restaurants and coffee places here in Portugal now where you have to order your things in English because the workers don't know how to speak Portuguese. And I do understand that this is a normal part of globalization and, you know, everybody becoming more mixed in together and going to different places, and it's cool, but I don't know, things are changing very rapidly, and I guess today was kind of a shock to me. Just because, I don't know, I guess I was expecting the park to be the same that it was like 3 or 4 years ago when I last went there. But anyway, it was very nice because I got to eat a yogurt bowl and I drank a latte and I wrote 2 full pages, and also I finished reading a chapter of The Plague. I'm at the last chapter currently, and then when my friend Clau arrived and we painted these, it was so cool because it was such an experience. I had never gone out to paint, also because I don't know how to paint, as you can see. It was so nice just sitting there, chatting with her and choosing different colors and drawing flowers and gossiping, and it was really a girls' moment. And we schedule an afternoon every week to do different things. We like to read together, we like to journal together, and now we have acquired this new hobby of watercoloring together too. I think we're going to go to the book fair next week or the week after, I'm not sure, but that is going to be very fun as well. I loved last year's book fair and I went with her as well. It has been a very nice day, although warm, very warm. I mean, it is 8 p.m. now and it must be 28, 27 degrees Celsius maybe. So it's very hot, and I think it's going to get hotter in the next days. Now I'm going to go home and mop the floors, and then I'm going to start thinking about what to do for dinner, because my dad should be arriving soon and I want to have things at least kind of prepared in my mind. What a nice day. I took a quick cold shower, very cold, it was very nice, and I'm getting ready to get started with dinner soon, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the night editing and maybe playing a game or two of League of Legends, possibly, also watching some One Piece, of course. It's going to be a slow end of the day and I'm really looking forward to it, so let's go. I just finished dinner and I also just heard my dad's motorbike arrive, and so today it was just in time. I'm so happy because everything is going to be nice and warm, and now all that is left is to eat and to enjoy. Alrighty my friends, I'm in my setup, ready to play some League of Legends. The day has been really great, and it ended with a dinner with my dad, which was very nice. He gave me a gift. Somebody was selling these little wallets at his beach bar, so now I have a new wallet. It's so cute. Thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you all very soon, alright my friend? Goodbye! Ela vai sofrer. Ok, já tenho power. Thank God. Double. Espera, vou morrer não. LOL. Ai, eu te dou cards. Ai, que dói tanto. Oh meu Deus, a Draquete não tanto. Banshees para este cards. Deixar de fazer malandrices. Esta gaja on me? GG! Oh my god, boa fight. LP, yeah! Oh, victory! Ele está sempre excited com tudo. Chamei a Nami.